Hi, everyone. I am Randy Burgle, and I am the Associate Director for Yachad. Uh, Started a couple, just going into my second year. So most of my year has been through COVID and at home. So I may not have met many of you, but I have certainly seen your kids and the members on lots and lots of programs. We just learned how to bake a yummy no bake cheesecake a little while ago with many of the participants. Um, so thank you for sharing your questions. I am looking forward to learning and gathering, information from what you're looking for and trying to make that happen as I work with the staff in thinking about programming. And we have, as we'll get into shortly, we have a very packed summer session with lots and lots of different options.
Great, thank you. Liz, I'm going to spotlight you.
Sure.
And
or not. I mean, it's okay. Okay. Now I'm really big. So welcome. It's so nice to see everyone and to meet new parents. What you can tell from so many new families is that this has been a terrific year of growth for us, believe it or not. One of the silver linings of COVID is that we have really been able to reach so many people that weren't connected with us before. So while some of you talked about the challenges of your children participating through Zoom, and the virtual platform was not a good fit for everyone. After we were able to teach people to use the technology, many people were able to manage it, and we still help people every day getting on. But I would say that there were about 20% of our participants were not able to join us on Zoom. It wasn't a good fit for them. And of those, at least 10% primarily did bowling. So they weren't going to come to other programs in any case. But we've grown almost 25% just of New England families like the Sprinskys and others who've joined us. And at the same time, because of the platform, we call it Yachad on Demand, where we are participating with all the other Yachad regions across the country, in Toronto and in Israel. We actually have had almost 160 participants from around the country joining our programs. So the growth has been phenomenal. The platform's great. And your family members have met other people. Some of them got to see friends from camp. But it doesn't take the place of in-person programming. Transportation issues notwithstanding, we're trying to go back now that things are better to in-person programming becoming the primary means of our activities. And so I want to share with you about what those plans are. And essentially, I'll talk about COVID protocols separately, but I want to just sort of walk through the plans for the reopening. We are opening the center starting on Sunday, May 23rd for some of our young guys. We have a guys group with Yeshiva or Yisrael that will be at the center on that Sunday. But really primarily the day after the gala, Monday, May 24th, we are kicking off our summer series, which is a Monday through Thursday program, 3 to 6 p.m. on those days. The first part of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, are for our older adults. These are part of our Nancy Larry Marks funded programs. And Thursday is for our young adults. And again, all of those days are 3 to 6. In addition, we are adding Sunday outdoor adventures and some what we call Sunday family fun days. So we're going to try to create some fun Sunday activities for people who aren't looking to be inside. And these will all be outside, and we're working with staff on coming up with some good activities. We just learned that we will be able to have a bus as an option for some of those activities, and that may help people depending on where we're going, and we'll figure out the pickup and drop off. But people who have been with us before, you know that we've done some of our activities like apple picking and other things where we've used a bus. We're also resuming Backyard Buddies. So some of your family members were participating in our Backyard Buddies. That is a home visit at your home or at their group home, well, once a week outdoors in the backyard. And we have staff who come and bring art and games and music and hang out. And it's just a really fun, personable option for people. And it's a good option for people if someone's minimally verbal, not verbal, not able to come to the center. These are folks who will be really trying to prioritize people who are not coming to the center to try to have those visits. So we're still in a staff recruitment plan, but our goal is to really resume a very robust Backyard Buddy program this summer. And in terms of what remains virtual, because I heard a lot of people asking about that. So in terms of what remains virtual, we are keeping 5 programs virtually. I'll tell you what those are, but I want to also say that the larger Yachad on Demand network, we're meaning anyone can go on any of these other programs, that will also stay online, but we're all reducing our virtual programs. There will be many fewer programs because our staff is being redirected to in-person activities, and all the regions, with the exception of Canada, which still remains in lockdown, everyone is shifting with the emphasis on in-person programs. But there will be some on-demand activities remaining. So in our case, we have a support group called Movie Club that meets Monday evenings. We have Express Yourself, which is an art music program that will stay online with Rebecca. Link 20 is an activism program, people who want to get involved and sort of do some social justice initiatives, that will stay online. Our life skills cooking, which Randy talked about, made the cheesecake this evening, that is going to become only cooking, and that will stay online for the summer. And then on Sunday nights, our RAM program, which is a really fun Sunday evening program, that will stay online as well. We will not have the other programs online, so it will be greatly reduced. As I said, we're redirecting staff to the other in-person programs. But Yachad on Demand, we don't know the schedule yet, but it will be apparent. Everyone gets the weekly calendar that Randy sends out, although it comes under my name, but Randy does all the work. And so that will be, we'll be revealing to you what those programs are. So in terms of how we go about doing this, we have COVID protocols ready to send out to the parents. We wanted to kick off with this meeting, but the highlights really are around mask wearing, social distancing, frequent hand washing, staying at home and not attending if you're not feeling well, and having indoor programs with as much ventilation as possible, and otherwise having outdoor programs. So those are our guiding principles. And I want to say for people who were considering attending a program at our Yachad Community Center, which is on Harvard Street in Brookline, we are using the largest room in the building. It's the social hall. If you've ever come to our gala, you've seen, or our ribbon cutting, you've seen the big social hall there. We are actually using the social hall at half capacity of what we're even allowed. So we are even allowed a much bigger capacity, and with 6-foot distancing, we're looking to go not exceed 25 people, including staff. That's our plan right now, although we could do more. With that, we are also using a new entrance, and we'll share that with you. Yafa's making a social story, but the preschool is actually leaving the building at 3 o'clock when we are coming to the building. So there is a second entrance. Not everyone knows about it. It's in the back by the playground. So we will be using that entrance. The good news is you don't have to take the elevator or the stairs. It comes right next to the social hall, and it will prevent there being a bottleneck because we're very mindful of keeping people appropriately distanced. In order to attend this program, everyone will have to do a COVID attestation. If you participated last summer at Backyard Buddies, you've done this. It will be a SurveyMonkey form, and it has to be done no more than 24 hours in advance each day. And we're trying to make it very easy and user-friendly for you. And we will go through, even if somebody comes and they're not feeling good, they will not be able to stay at the program, and we will be clarifying the attestation in person. So we're being very, very cautious. I want to say a word about vaccination. All of our staff are fully vaccinated. The Brookline Board of Health actually reached out to us as a human service provider in the town, and we were vaccinated early on. And we know from surveying our families that those who responded, 99% of our participants are vaccinated, maybe not yet fully, but they are vaccinated and on their way to being fully vaccinated. But I want to share, because people have emailed me this question, we are not able to mandate vaccination. We are encouraging it. We are helping people. Yafa is really good at just scheduling appointments. It's a specialty she's developed. We will help anyone schedule an appointment, but I do want to say we are not in a position to mandate vaccination of participants. Everyone will be required to wear masks. We will offer snack outside, weather permitting, and it will be an even greater social distancing. So frequent hand washing, sanitizing, the building ventilation has been upgraded. If you want the specs, we can give it to you, but there is enhanced filtration and circulation in the building. There may be time that we would take a small group into a separate room that also will be having enhanced ventilation. We are not able to let people drop in to the programs the way that we did before. It's all going to be pre-registered, and it's not a drop-in program. And I'll talk about that in a minute, but it also means people can't come early and hang out. We will help people with the ride or if you're using the pilot program on Uber and Lyft that's through the MBTA. We'll help people try to adjust the time sequencing, but if they come early, they'll have to remain outside the building. We're just not in a position. We're limited by our own campus partners we share the building with on how long we can actually occupy the space. And so we're not able to exceed by letting people just come and hang out inside the building. Other things are that we will be verifying transportation when people come, so we can help make those arrangements and stay on top of it. It's been a long time since we've been in the building, but anyone who had a member come to our Yachad programs, we're always trying to make sure transportation is a really big deal. I heard some families in Sharon and elsewhere ask, what can we do? The transportation is not great from outside the greater Boston area. Where you're comfortable, we're happy to help you arrange carpools. But we will not, it's not something that we're able to provide. A lot of people, aren't comfortable with their child taking Uber or Lyft. And, there's a limit to the tools that we have. We can have a bus for field trips on Sundays, but we don't have a van or a bus yet in our possession, our ownership for just regular programming. Other things that I want to say is that we will revise these protocols as needed as the state opens things up. Even outdoors, we're wearing masks right now, but as things change, we are guided by not only consultation with medical professionals, our KI campus partners, National Yachad, and the Brookline Board of Health, and of course, CDC guidelines, but we're always trying to stay on top of what DDS, the Department of Developmental Services, recommends for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities and autism. So we're really trying to stay on top of these various providers who help guide us. Let me stop there. I have other things I want to bring you up to date on, but let me just stop and take questions about the kinds of programs we're running or about COVID protocols, and then I'll go on to topics like fees and other things. So feel free to unmute yourself or type a question in the chat if you have one.
Or if you want it to be anonymous, you can just chat to me and I'll share it anonymously with the crew. Oh, I see a hand. Inkowitz's. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was a hand to turn off screen.
I have a question. It might go into your fees, sorry and everything, but if it starts May 24th, I think you said, well, first of all, we're new at Yachad, so when you say the older and the younger age range, I think you said the older was Monday through Wednesday. What is the age range for older and younger?
So it's very unusual because this is grant funded. The program that we have right now, we hope we can lower the age on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but for right now, it's a 35 plus age group. And then Thursday will be 34 and under.
Okay.
We've tried to negotiate, but these programs, there was a question in the chat, these programs will run from May 24th until August 22nd.
And my second question is, and again, ties into fees maybe, is if my son who fits into the younger, he's in the transition program currently. So if he can't start until June 18th, will he be able to join the program?
Yes.
Or come late initially? So that's the question I have.
Yes. So that's where, I mean, I can go into fees. I'll do that in just one second, but the answer is yes. And I'll talk about that in a minute, but we're happy to prorate. People can come, late, or maybe they can only come for an hour and a half out of a 3-hour program, or maybe they're at camp for 2 weeks in the middle. So we are going to make a lot of accommodations. And Randy wrote, many of our virtual programs are switching to in-person Monday to Thursday. So the virtual programs are ending. We take a week's break, and then we are going to be resuming what we call the summer semester. Other questions about the COVID protocols or the kinds of programs before I talk about fee structure? Welcome, Henry. Okay, so let me just talk about the fee structure. I'm really glad someone mentioned about the packages. So it's a lot of effort to send out 200 packages. I'll just tell you, we enjoy doing it. We love doing it. And I hope that your participants enjoyed getting the recent Shavuos package. And if they participate in the Shabbaton, they got their Shabbaton package. So this is something new, and we hope to keep this up. It's been very, very popular. We're really trying so many ways to hold the center tight and to help people feel connected. And I think that packages have really helped that during this time of COVID. So I just did want to mention the packages. A decision was made, a strategic decision, not by me, by several people above my pay grade, that we can have all programs this year at no cost, including no cost for membership. But that is now ending. We typically generate about $40,000 from just our program, our New England programs, toward our bottom line in program fees. It's a really important asset to our health of our organization. And family donations this year have not made up for the loss of this $40,000 plus. It didn't. People were very generous, but it did not even come close to making that up. And so we do need to implement, and across the country, we are re-implementing program fees. That said, we want people to come. Money has never been meant to be a barrier for Yachad activities, but there is a new plan of how we do this. In the past, people could come to Pizza and Parsha with $3 and just bring cash, bring pennies. They would bring us money in little Ziploc bags, and we're not able to do that any longer. We're asking people to use our online system of registering. We will work with you if it needs to be prorated. Like Ellen said, someone can't start because they're in school, or maybe someone's going to camp, or they're going to getaway, or a family vacation. If you know these things in advance, we can prorate, and we will put it in. We can also give a discount if people need the discount. It should not be a barrier, but we feel that we've set a very reasonable level of program fees. So for 11 weeks on Mondays, because Monday's a little shorter because of Memorial Day and because of
July 4th. July 5th.
July 4th. Okay. July 5th is a holiday. So that's a 2-week shorter day. So Mondays would be $275 for 11 sessions. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are 13 weeks of the summer semester, and that will be $325 each. We now are offering the option to have a payment plan. You just have to work it out ahead of time. Oh, Yafa?
Sorry, before you go into the payment plan, I just wanted to clarify. So a big change from the way we used to do things to how we're thinking about it now is it's not program by program where you say, oh, I want to sign up for art. It's I'm coming for Mondays at the center is $275 to come every Monday from 3 to 6 for those 11 weeks. Or if you want to come every Tuesday, you sign up for Tuesdays at the center, 3 to 6 for $325. For people over 35, they could choose to come Mondays only and or Tuesdays and or Wednesdays. They could come all 3 days or they could pick 1 or 2, but you pay per day and that's your day for the semester so that we can know ahead of time who we are expecting each day and really make sure we know who we're looking for health attestations for and which families we need to be in communication with. So unlike past years where it was topic based and we had walk-ins, that's a huge change for this year.
Right, it's much more formalized process. And we just don't have the ability to handle, cash on site. So we're asking people whether it's sending a check, whether it's paying online. But Yafa is going to be the point person to help everybody with their financial plan and with the registration. And she's really, really experienced in all of this and has full authority to make discounts as needed. So thank you, Yafa. Better you than me. So in terms of that, that's a little bit of a different process. Some people have never done registration through our online system. And if you need a password reset or you need help with that, Yafa also is very skilled to help with that. In terms of the virtual programs will remain at no cost. So the programs, just again, that I mentioned, Movie Club, Express Yourself, Link 20, the Summer Cooking Series, and RAM will all remain at no cost online this summer. And all the other Yachad on-demand programs that your child can access through our network, those are also all at no cost. The parent support group will be at no cost. And RAM is a 25 plus program, but because it's online, it's loose. So
Can you
I'll
talk about food? I have a question about snacks and food at weekday programs and at weekend programs.
So we are keeping our masks on at all times. People can bring a water bottle with a straw, and we're going to teach them to lift the mask from the bottom and use a straw to their water bottles or to tip it with a sippy top. We will be offering a snack outside, weather permitting, a healthy kosher snack. And we will have greater distancing because masks will be coming off. The same thing for Sunday programs. Some of them will be family activities, and some of them will be more of a drop-off respite kind of program. There will be snacks, but again, it will be minimal. We encourage, obviously, lots of hydration in the summer, and people will be spaced further apart when they remove their masks. We're aiming for at least 8-foot minimum when people have their masks off, and more if we can, depending again on state guidelines if they change. But right now, this is the plan of what we're following.
There's a question about Sunday. Are Sunday morning programs in person and also virtual, or will it only be in person on Sundays other than RAM at night?
So Sunday programs, we are not continuing for the summer. Our Yaya Chavura program this summer, our coordinator, Shifra, is making Aliyah. And we are going to take the summer off of that program and then resume with a great plan, I think, for next year. So the only virtual program we are offering Sunday night, we're not going to have circle time either, will be RAM. The in-person program on Sunday will not be at the center, but we might have the bus at the center as a pickup, and people can use the bathroom there. But the Sunday programs are meant to be outdoors. Does that answer the question? And Randy said the Thursday program is 18 to 34. Okay. Keep asking your questions. What I wanted to let you know is that I spoke to the coordinator of our Yachad summer programs. We still have a few camp spots for females, and a getaway is full, so we don't have any room for getaway. And the males at camp are primarily full. There might still be 1 or 2 spots, but we just did open birthright. So we have the go-ahead from Israel and the International Birthright Association. For those who don't know, Yachad runs usually 2 birthright trips a year to Israel. It's a free 10-day trip, and we are running a program in August. So if anybody is interested in that, please reach out to me and I'll connect you with how you can get more information and sign up about that. You can go on this trip. They've extended the age. I think it's until 32. And then we'll see if maybe they'll be having a December trip again, or a January trip as we have in the past. So I wanted to let people know that that trip is now back on. And so, you know, summer camp is a big part of what we do. We run 27 summer programs. And I'm happy to talk with you about any camp. It doesn't even have to be a Yachad camp. I know a lot about camp. I'm a very pro camp. So if you, if you want to know more about camp, feel free to reach out to me. The other thing I want to tell you about is our virtual gala is on Sunday night, May 23rd. I'm super excited. We are honoring people that have very, very strong connections to Yachad and have really helped us have a wonderful program, including Shara Hirsch. For those of you who know Shara and the Hirsch family, you might not know that they moved to New Jersey in the middle of the pandemic. And we never really got to say goodbye because she's still on programs, 4 times a week. And so, and Yafa just put up the link. So we're honoring the Hirsch family as a way of thanking them for 35 years of being in Yachad. Shara was one of the original 5 participants, and she was a very young child, and as well as several other individuals. And we're honoring 40 high school seniors, including Vinny and Jacob and Elon, I see, whose parents are all on here tonight. So we're very excited about all of that. Other things that, questions, I'm just gonna open it up. Ask me, ask Randy. Randy is overseeing, the Ankowitzes have a question. I just want to say, Randy is overseeing a lot of the implementation at the center. We have a staff person dedicated to be on site. Randy and I will also be there to help manage things as they arise. So I think the Ankowitzes had a question. Do you want to unmute?
Okay. Now, yes. I had a question. As you know, we're down in the South Shore. So I was just wondering if there was some kind of a bulletin board or whatever where we could maybe make contact with another parent who's on the way or in the area. And is there a way to share that kind of information with other parents?
I mean, Yafa, maybe within the Facebook group, there could even be a little South area. There's a lot of South area people. It's very big.
Yeah, I think we could do a bunch of things. We could identify who's in the South area, and I could email people with a little blurb from you and saying, like, seeking other families who are coming to Yachad program.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
also, if you haven't yet joined, we have a closed Facebook group just for this group of parents. And that's the whole point of this group, is to connect and share resources and carpool and connect in all those ways.
I think I'll have to speak with you more about that. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm not on Facebook at all, so I'll have to get some tips from you.
I can put the link in the chat here also. You just click the link and click join and you're in.
Okay.
Easy, easy.
Sue, you have a question?
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to ask, Did you say that 35 and up was firm? I'm asking for my 32-and-a-half-year-old daughter for the Monday through Wednesday. Any chance on that changing?
I'll let you have a conversation with Yafa separately.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just happy for you to have a conversation. There is a great question about the Sunday activities. Will there be separate registration for each? Yes, each is going to be a standalone program. So we're doing a tour of Fenway Park. That's a standalone program separate from bike riding. We've contracted with Waypoint Adventure. They're a very good organization that does programs, outdoor programs for individuals with disabilities. And especially mobility issues. They're excellent with that. And we're going to be doing some bike riding, hiking, and maybe later in the summer, rock climbing. We are going to do not on the river rowing, but the experience of using boats on dry land rowing at the DCR in Brighton. So we have a lot of really fun activities, but each one is standalone, and the fee for those programs will vary based on what the activity is, and it's just a straight cost, $10 a piece or possibly 15, just really depends. We tried a lot of things. Just when you see the list, places like Ward's Berry Farm, they're not taking groups. The DeCordova Museum is not allowing us to tour the grounds on foot. We really have been trying very, very hard to find fun outdoor activities. And right now, things aren't as open as you might have thought, as I certainly thought. So we're being very creative. We have some fun things like a kind of like a geocaching thing. I don't know, all kinds of stuff my staff is looking into. And Randy's very excited about that one. I want to give another plug for Backyard Buddies, especially for people that are geographically not likely to come to the center or maybe only on Sundays. It was really, really successful last summer. It's not a group program. It's a one-to-one home visit with someone who's kind and warm and wants to have fun. We bring art supplies, we bring games, sidewalk chalk, whatever would be enjoyable. And for people who live in group homes, especially places like the mainstay houses, for example, there's a lot in Norwood. We will visit with a handful of participants, and everyone, as long as they've signed up, everyone can join. So last year, we visited at least 3 of the houses that I recall. So yeah, Sue.
What's the fee for the Backyard Buddies? Do you know?
Randy, do we know?
The camp.
Yeah, it's $110. We're basing that on like an 11-week session.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Again, all of these are heavily, heavily subsidized through grants, but we are doing this fee base. Yeah, Harriet, just unmute. Oh, unmute.
Okay, we have a question about the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday programs. Are those going to be different activities that might run just on Mondays and not on Tuesdays and Wednesdays? I'm a little confused where you have to sign up for the whole afternoon.
So, I mean, it's a 3-hour window, but but if someone can only come for an hour, then that may, or an hour and a half, that may be what they can manage because of their job perhaps, or their day program or their medicine schedule. But Randy, do you want to talk about the kinds of activities on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? We have different staff coordinating the days.
Yeah, so each of the days is kind of a little bit themed for a core part of the 3 hours, the main bulk of the time. So Monday is right now looking up to be some active games. So actually we're going to be doing like indoor carpet bowling and other kinds of a little bit more, what we used to think of as lawn games, we're bringing them inside to be able to do some more activities that way. And then that's for the bulk of the day. Then there also might be drumming. There might be some other kinds of meditation programs. There might be chair yoga to fill in after our larger activities. Tuesday is art-based. Tuesday, we have an amazing art teacher that's been with us, Shira. She has been doing in-person programs for us for years and our virtual programs. She is our primary instructor, but once we're back in the center, we're able to bring back some of our other artists from around the area that have often come to work with us and done a little bit more specific types of art projects. And Wednesdays, we are doing a little bit more. We're doing also games, but a little bit differently. Some games that are tech-based, like some photography kinds of things, some interesting games one-to-one, but using some technology where people have been developing their technology skills. Again, we might do some hula hooping. We might bring in somebody else to do another kinds of active activities that kind of round out a 3-hour time frame. And Thursdays is art, again, very similar to Tuesday because we have different age groups for the Tuesday and Thursday. So we're doing very similar, obviously age-based. Shira will also be leading our Thursday program as well.
What I want to say is, it's really summer at the center. The emphasis is going to be on a variety. So it's kind of like going to a day of camp where you might have some of this, you might have some of that. But as Randy explained, there's an emphasis, like a core to each day, but there's also going to be some choice activities. And so there will be, in person, would you like to do this? Would you like there's going to be some choice. We really want to help people. Part of what our staff is really planning to do is to facilitate the re-socialization. People haven't been together. And the goal is really, regardless of the activity, it's to promote a pro-social engagement and to help people, not in overwhelming numbers. We have a very high staff ratio for the number of participants. So it's really to just help people get more comfortable of being together. I think Julie had a hand up, yeah.
Have you considered having a virtual option for your in-person program so that people who can't make it into the center could also participate virtually?
So we definitely looked into that very extensively. We talked to people at schools, at Maimonides and at GAN. And what we've really come to understand, aside from the infrastructure and KI not really wanting us to do a lot of wiring and hanging big screens on the wall and things like that, that when you try to have a dual option simultaneously, that in order for the people that are home on the screen to see the people that are in the room, especially we're 6 feet apart, you have to have almost like a jumbotron for them to see people, and then everyone in their space has to be on a screen too. We don't have a camera crew able so that they can even see the participants. And what, even for schools, what we've come to find out is that most places are now doing either or. You're either in school or you're on Zoom in a small classroom setting, but you're not actually simultaneous. Or I don't know if people saw the New York Times article yesterday, but they have classrooms where kids go to school and they're sitting in front of laptops, which seems kind of silly for in person, but that's the only way that they can connect with the people at home. We're trying to move people away from the laptops, and unfortunately, we did not find a successful model where we could do both simultaneously. We are getting microphones for our staff because it's a big room, and we want to, we don't want to have them yelling. People are wearing masks, right? We're trying to minimize the amount of aerosols. So we're getting our staff, Bluetooth microphones that they'll be carrying on little battery packs. But Julie, we tried so hard and we could not find a way to have simultaneous broadcasting, and it just is not feasible. From everything we've tried and from the people that we consulted, unfortunately.
Have you spoken to the Sharon Public Schools about that? Not just Maimonides and Gann? Because I think that they do a fairly good job when the kids are, some are on Zoom and some are in person, that they have one person designated at the computer and they bring the computer around so that the people who are on, virtual, are able to feel connected. And I think it works fairly well. And it's not so high tech.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy to learn more if you want to, connect me. We're always willing to learn. We don't want people to feel excluded. That's why, it was really tough to make that decision. That it's not where we began. Randy and Yafa can tell you, we really began trying to do a simulcast. Yafa.
I just wanted to piggyback that what's interesting about our summer is it is not one size fits all, and neither is our membership. We have a lot of different options and a lot of different people with different needs. And you all know or should know that we have a connection program now where every single Yachad member has been matched with a staff person who should be reaching out and helping figure out what are the best programs for them, and also providing any, answering questions and providing some support. So this is a great opportunity to talk with your Yachad connector about what your participant is ready for, has the time for, and they'll help you figure out. And I'm also always available to help too. But start with your connector about, they aren't free at 3 to 6. Okay, what are the evening Zoom programs that might work? Or maybe Backyard Buddies would be a better fit, or maybe Sundays. What's best in your schedule with what your participant prefers in terms of in-person and Zoom? If you're not sure, or you think that your participant would have a hard time keeping a mask on or following the procedures and protocols that we are hoping to establish at the center, it might not be the right fit to come back right away. Because those, to keep everybody safe and comfortable, we want to make sure that everyone can follow those rules. So definitely have a conversation with your connector once we send out all the info to see what the right fit is. And thank goodness we have a lot of choices.
Any other questions? I want to be mindful that it's 1 minute before 9 o'clock, and a lot of people have had a full day. But I'm so excited to see people and to help you see one another. And we've got new people here and old timers here. And that's, as I said, it's really the silver lining of COVID is that we've been very successful on Zoom, and we've brought a lot of people in to Yachad that were not part of the organization before. And we do plan on maintaining virtual programs to some extent because it's worked well, but we're also really excited to reopen our building. Our staff haven't seen one another. We did a massive cleanup, and so we're excited about that. Feel free to reach out to me or Yafo or Randy at any time. We really want to be available to all of our parents. If you need any support, we're now, there's a new program that offers support for anyone that's virtual, and we're happy to connect you with it. It's through McLean Hospital and Combined Jewish Philanthropies. It's a CBT program, and it's free and it's self-directed. We need our parents to take really good care of yourselves because you've had a very hard 14 months and just a hard time, and we care about you. And if you have recommendation for other speakers, Yafa is always willing to help in any way.
All right, any final questions right now? All right, so please keep looking at your email in the next few days, not saying exactly when. You'll get an email with links to register for the weekday programs. And after that, you'll learn more about the Sunday programs, and Backyard Buddies will be coming. And the next parent group, we're going to keep this day and time of the first Wednesday of the month. So that is, oh, July 2nd is my anniversary, but I think we'll still do it. We'll figure it out.
I can cover for you.
Thank you. And I actually have a speaker already set up. Oh, June 2nd. Yeah, that's fine. That's not my anniversary. June 2nd. She's a speaker from DDS who specializes in autism services, because I know we have a lot of parents who have been trying to figure out what can DDS do for them if their son or daughter has autism. Because now autism is covered under DDS, but it can be really confusing. So she's going to direct that.
All right, my final plug, join us at the gala. It's going to be a fun night. Great music by Behzad Dainim. And it'll be a night. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you,
Bye.
Liz.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Good
night.
Yachad. Thank you, Randy. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you
Good
all.
night.
Good night.
Good night, thank you.